Let me be clear. This isn't some story others have told about me. No, this is my own decree, a proclamation from me, Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon. And I want the entire world to hear what happened to me.
So listen closely, all you nations and peoples, whatever language you speak. It is my royal duty to tell you about the incredible signs and wonders the Most High God has performed for me. This is my testimony.
You have to understand, before all this happened, my life was, well, perfect. I was at the very pinnacle of power, my kingdom was totally secure, my wealth was just immeasurable, and I was content, just flourishing in the magnificent palace that I myself had built. I had absolutely no reason to think anything could ever change. But that peace, it was shattered by a dream. A vision so disturbing it absolutely terrified me. It just invaded my perfect world and challenged the very foundation of my authority. It left my mind completely troubled and my spirit shaken. At the heart of this dream was a symbol of my own incredible power, a single colossal tree. I mean, it stood right at the center of the world, so tall its top seemed to touch the sky. Its branches sheltered the birds, its fruit fed every living thing. I knew what it meant. That tree was me. It was my kingdom, my power, my provision for the world. And the dream, it unfolded like a divine order. First, there was the tree, growing to its magnificent height. Then, suddenly, a holy messenger, a watcher, came down from heaven. And his voice just boomed with the shocking command, "Cut down the tree, destroy it." But then, there was this strange little detail. The stump, its roots, they were to be left in the ground, but bound in iron and bronze. I called in all my wise men, my enchanters, my astrologers, the whole lot of them, and they were powerless. They couldn't tell me what it meant. They saw the symbols, sure, but they totally missed the message. It was Daniel who finally laid it all bare. You could tell it troubled him to say it, but he did, with absolute clarity. This wasn't just some random vision. It was a direct, personal warning from heaven, for me. But here's the thing. The judgment wasn't set in stone. I was actually given a way out. Daniel told me, straight up, to change my ways, to stop sinning, to start doing what was right, and to show some kindness to the oppressed. He said, perhaps then your prosperity will continue. The path to avoiding disaster couldn't have been clear. I had a choice to make. A whole year passed. 12 months. The urgency of that dream, it just faded. The warning got forgotten, buried under all the daily business of running a massive empire. I just kept on as I had before, my power unchecked, my prosperity growing, and my pride just swelled with every single passing day. Then one day, I was walking on the roof of my royal palace, just looking out over the incredible city I commanded. And in a moment of, well, pure self-admiration, I spoke those fateful words out loud. I gave all the credit to myself, my mighty power, the glory of my majesty. The judgment was instantaneous. The words were barely out of my mouth when a voice just echoed from heaven, declaring that my royal authority was gone. It was taken from me. The prophecy from the dream, it was happening. Right then, the time for warnings was over. And so it began, not for a week, not for a month, but for 7 years. 7 long, agonizing years of madness where the king of the greatest empire on earth would be brought to nothing. My fall was total. I was driven from my palace, from people, from everything. I, who had feasted on the finest foods, started eating grass like an ox. My body, once draped in purple and gold, was left out in the open, drenched with the morning dew. My hair grew long like eagle's feathers, and my nails, they became like the claws of a bird. I lost everything. I even lost myself. So, think about it. When a man has lost not just his kingdom, not just his power, but his own mind, his very identity, what could possibly bring him back from that? What force in the universe is powerful enough to reverse something so complete, so devastating? At the end of those 7 years, something finally shifted. I did one simple thing. For the first time, I just looked up. I raised my eyes toward heaven. And in that single, simple act of acknowledging a power higher than myself, my sanity came back to me. Just like that. The madness lifted as quickly as it had come. It became so clear. I had walked two completely different paths. The first was the path of pride. It started with me exalting myself, which hardened my heart against any kind of warning, and it led straight to my fall. The second path? That was humility. It began by simply acknowledging a higher power, which cleared my mind and led directly to my complete restoration.
And I mean, that restoration was absolute. My advisors and nobles, they came looking for me. My kingdom was given back to me, and my royal honor and splendor weren't just restored, they were made even greater than they were before. Humility didn't make me weak, it led to a stronger, deeper kind of greatness.
So now my decree is one of praise. I honor the King of Heaven because everything he does is right and all his ways are just. And I serve as living proof of this one undeniable truth. For those who walk in pride, he is more than able to bring them low. So I'll leave you with this. I experienced the absolute peak of human power and the very depths of humiliation. I learned that what we built with our own two hands for our own glory, it's all temporary. So I ask you to really think about it. Where does true, lasting greatness really lie?